I want to teach you something about how body counts and things and why it's important, right? Okay, this is where the man starts in his life. He starts at the bottom. Anything that a man is going to accomplish in his life, he has to earn it. I mean, in order for him to get to the top of this mountain, he's going to have to gain wealth, notoriety, fame, some kind of relevance, have some kind of worth or some kind of value. Women, on the other hand, are born at the top of the mountain because of what they have: sexiness, beauty, things of that nature, right? So the fact of the matter is that you've been in a VIP section that you didn't have to pay for. Right? Several times. I've never been in one. The fact of the matter is that our value is earned and your value is given. Now, as we go up, this right here, networking, and we'll go up here and we'll go knowledge, and we'll go up here and we'll go money, and we'll go up here and then we go, success, right? Those are all things that a man have to achieve to get to the top of the mountain. Now, what a woman has to do is find reasons not to fall off this mountain, right? So let's say, boom, she goes down. Why? Because of attitude, right? She has a bad attitude. Let's go down here. She goes down because she has body count. Meaning, the fact of the matter is that she's had so many bodies, because all she has to do is preserve her virtuosity at the top of this mountain. But the fact of the matter is that she has been slipped up so many times and dealt with so many men that did not want a cuff, that did not want a wife. You mean to tell me that goddamn 50 niggas in your lifetime sat there and you gave them a shot and they didn't want to stick around, but you want this guy that's made it all the way up here to deal with you? Oh, okay. Then we go body count. And then we go baby daddies. Like, okay, she got 6 baby daddies and 5 kids. And it goes down and lower and lower and lower. And so that's why a woman's body count matters, because of the fact of the matter is that a woman loses value when she sleeps around. In order for a man to sleep around, he has to gain value. Because no woman is going to mess with a man that's not financially stable. No woman is going to mess with a man that doesn't have any kind of respect for his peers. No woman wants to sleep with a guy that's not successful or has money or no kind of knowledge. You can't teach him anything. So in order for a man to get to the top of the hill, to have access to these women, he has to gain things. In order for a woman to come up off that, she has to fuck up shit.
Unfortunately, the story for most women, most modern women, is a story of messing up, myself included. And to take this beyond, I mean, he was right about what he said about body count, but to move this conversation even beyond body count, because even someone like an Yvonne Orji, who has been in the news lately because she is almost I believe she's 40, a 40-year-old virgin, or 39 or something like that. The question even for her is, well, she doesn't have any bodies. So you should, ideally, if it was just about bodies, she would be married. And although how many bodies you have is important, and I think there's no way that represents how important this is than when you talk with your kids about, how you want them to be. Like, I know for me in the home, yes, it was stress to wait until you're married before you, this YouTube, refraining from saying certain words, but to wait until you're married, not to sleep around, that type of thing. But then you go out in the world as a modern woman, and you're inundated with the opposite message from the media, from, the college campus, in the classroom, all the way, when you go to parties. And like I said, when you watch a TV show, everything in society is telling you to be a feminist. And what that looks like, they're telling you to be a feminist, and they're telling you that this is what feminism is. Feminism is you having bodies. That is what it looks like to be empowered. So you have to understand that women's empowerment is having bodies. As awkward as that may sound, as uncomfortable as that may make you feel, what it means in our modern times to be empowered, to be feminist, is to be liberated in a certain kind of way. You know what I mean? This is YouTube. And what this gentleman that showed that chart, he disproved that. He proved that really it's not about being liberated and free to do what you want and how you want, but it's about preservation. If your goal is to be married. If your goal is to be a Proverbs 31 woman. Now, if that's not your goal, then, I guess bodies don't matter. But this is why I'm so critical of feminism, is because, again, in terms of the downward spiral, that chart, and he said all you have to do as a woman is just don't fall off, don't mess up. But the story of so many women is a story of just constantly messing up, myself included. And messing up can look like a lot of things. It could be messing up in terms of, the guys that you date, the guys that you entertain, particularly entertain for too long. And, that also is a mess up. But I really also want to hone in on what he said about attitude. Okay, I don't want this to be missed, because Yvonne Orji has been in the news lately. She has been going viral for talking about being a 39 or 40-year-old virgin. And the question around her is why? In my opinion, how you make it to 39 and 40 without ever being married, in a lot of cases, not in all cases, in a lot of cases, it involves messing up. It involves a lot of what the gentleman at the beginning said is now again, but pay attention to this, because feminism doesn't frame it as messing up, right? Feminism frames it as you're just living your life. You're just having fun, self-care, self-love, living my best life, soft life. This is how feminism frames it. So it actually, as a woman, as a modern woman, you actually don't think you're messing up. You think you're just doing what you're supposed to do. And in the home, like growing up, for example, I had very good quality values instilled in me. And it wasn't until I went out in the world, being influenced by the media, being influenced by just my environment, that you then question those values that were instilled in you. In my case, I questioned those values, and I was like, okay, well, and again, what's in the world is very hardcore feminist values for the most part. So, but you have to unravel what is that? Because, and where is that leading me to? So in my opinion, bodies do matter. Body count does matter. But I want to also point out something else he said, going beyond body count, because again, Yvonne Orji, I remember when she was 36 and she was on tour for her book, I think it was. And at that time, she was talking about being a 36-year-old virgin. And in my mind, I was like, oh, she'll definitely be married in the next, couple years. I mean, she's clearly very attractive, but then you see like 3-4 years later, she's still not. And again, I don't know her personally, but I want to highlight what the gentleman said in his video, which is attitude. I think if he was going into more depth, he could have named a number of different things along the way in terms of how you can, quote unquote, mess up as a woman, right? Because, you could have no bodies, which is great that you have no body count because, in Yvonne's case, she's a virgin, but we don't know what her attitude is like. We don't know what her willingness is like. There's a lot of things that would make a woman a wife or a Proverbs 31 woman, and we don't know if she has those. So just saying that you have no bodies is not enough. It's part of it, but it's not all of it. I'm going in on feminism. I'm going in on empowerment because often what those things entail is something that leads women down an unnecessary pathway, is because they're trying to follow this, women's empowerment, being liberated, being sexually liberated. They're trying to follow down this path, and it leads them nowhere, or it has them tumbling down that pyramid, like spiraling down it, and they can't figure out why. It makes sense when you see, the girl who works at Target or Walmart, who, maybe has an associate degree, but has the right attitude, who has low body count, why she then gets wifed by a quote high value man. Because as women, we were on the other side of the pyramid. We were told to do all the achieving that men are told that they need to do. So instead of preserving ourselves, like he explains, we actually are on the other side of the pyramid trying to attain power and success and money and degrees. And none of these things are bad, careers, being a boss. I'm not saying any of this is bad. But what I'm saying is we are actually, perhaps if we're going to be attaining those things, we need to at the same time be still meeting the requirements on the other side of that pyramid. And what I see and what feminism and women's empowerment has told us to do is to, compete with men. So we're competing with men, and then we, at the same time, as a result, are not meeting those feminine standards. And this oftentimes leads to a downward spiral. A lot of Black women, most of us will not admit that this is a downward spiral. We'll just say, I'm living my best life. That's how we'll capture that. And the reality is that, no, you actually are, it's a domino effect. So I'm going to be talking more in depth about the boss woman. There's a couple videos I still need to put out. One being more in depth about the boss chick, and also a more in depth analysis about feminism. But I'm using these things to, feminism and empowerment to kind of show everyone, show Black women and show Black men and show anyone who's watching, like, how this stuff works. How we've all been duped, how we've all been scammed. Men, unfortunately, have been scammed as well, because a lot of the men are, trying to, pursue many of these women, and it's to no avail, because, like I said, the women are on the wrong side of the pyramid. And again, I shouldn't say the wrong side of the pyramid, but they are putting so much emphasis on that side and not enough on the other side. So stay tuned for more of my analysis, more about my business program. I'll be coming back to you with more about that. Like, share, and subscribe. As I said, 80%, you guys, 80% of my viewers who are men are not subscribed to my channel. So please do hit that subscribe button. That is the best way for you to support me and support this channel. As always, stay tuned for more videos. I am so excited to announce that I have officially launched the Black and Invisible membership group. You do not have to be Black to join this group, but you do have to have an interest in Black people and Black issues. This membership group will involve exclusive content available to members only. This content will not be highly edited, but it will have a more relaxed look and feel. I will offer occasional live streams, and some of the videos for members only will help those who want to launch their own YouTube channels as well, and also if they want to grow their channels. So hit the join button in the upper right hand corner of your screen. If you feel compelled, donate to my Cash App, and stay tuned for more videos.